Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Listen, first I want to say I appreciate all you guys who showed up to the comment read. It was freaking lit, okay? Talisa Ray stopped by. I got some real encouraging support and advice from Talisa Ray and Delinda TV. Delinda Tracy TV. Please, y'all, go check them out. I know y'all probably already been over there, already subscribed, already love them. I love them too, okay? I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me. It's been freaking amazing. With that being said, check your subscription, okay? Check that button and make sure you are subscribed. If you are not subscribed, subscribe. Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? But anyway, you guys, let's get into this review. It was nice. It was very sweet. We saw different dynamics of the couples. We learned different things about them. I enjoyed it. It was very, very nice. Okay, it was refreshing. It wasn't no drama. It wasn't, any extraness. It was literally just love. It felt like love. I mean, there were some sections where it was like, a little I could do without this scene. I can do without that scene. But either way, I love it, okay? Now, the way we do these reviews over here is we go the same way the episode happened. So if you didn't watch the episode, I'm here to give it to you, scene by scene. Anyway, let's get into this review. Come on this episode journey with me. All right, so the couples wake up and we are in Mexico, y'all. We are at the honeymoon. All the good, spicy, juicy stuff be happening at the honeymoon, okay? Let's see how spicy and juicy these couples actually really got. But anyway, when we get there, we see the couples waking up, okay? And something about the way Miles woke up Karen had me smiling from ear to ear, okay? It was like, he had the camera, he was like pushing her and she telling her to get up and she didn't want to get up. It was just so cute. I'm just like, why are they giving me butterflies, okay? I literally wrote in my notes like I was smiling ear from ear. That's what I wrote out. So I know it just made me happy. Good way to open up the episode, all right? We get over to Amelia and Bennett, and Amelia is just like, Bennett is rocking, okay? He is rocking, and she is lucky to have him in her life, okay? She is lucky to be married to this wonderful rocking man. Amelia does ask Bennett, she says, why did you sign up for Married at First Sight? And he says that he wanted to be able to say YOLO. Amelia says, YOLO? And he said, yeah, you only love once. And she's like, that's not what YOLO stand for. No, that's not what YOLO stand for. And he like, then what does it stand for? And she's like, you only live once. Not love, live. And he's like, well, I like you only love once. I feel like, hopefully I only get to love once. And it's with you. And I'm just like, gushy inside. Like, yes, Bennett, come through with the making up your own acronyms, okay? You only love once. I love it. I'm here for it, okay? We get over to Karen and Miles, and Karen and Miles are talking, and Karen's really concerned about moving in with Miles, and she asks him, have you ever lived with someone? And he's like, he lived with a female before, and she was his roommate, so it wasn't nothing like that. It was strictly platonic or whatever the case may be. And she's like, that's what I'm concerned about, because I've never lived with anyone, and I don't know how I'm going to be able to express to you, I might need to be alone. I might need some alone time, okay? Am I supposed to put a note on the door, do not disturb, basically? And I'm just saying, she's so extra. When you want to be alone in a marriage, you just go be alone. You go for a walk, you go for a car ride, you go to sleep. I go to sleep. But anyway, it's beautiful. I think the connections that we're starting to see between all the couples and them opening up about past relationships and things they've been through, it's really eye-opening to learn why people are the way they are, okay? We get over to Henry and Christina. Okay. Can I say awkward? Henry and Christina? Awkward. Very awkward. Henry tells Christina that he thinks they get along well. You know, it's not like Woody and Armani, but nonetheless, he thinks they get along well. Christina's like, don't compare us, okay? Don't compare us to other couples. We have our thing, they have their thing, you know? And I'm like, that's good. That was good from Christina, because sometimes when you base what your relationship should be like or what you want it to be like off of other people, you can't enjoy what you have. So the fact that, you know, she told him, like, don't compare it, was wonderful, because you can tell that Henry was thinking to himself, like, we might not be meant, okay? We might not be for each other, because obviously our connection and everything isn't the same way as Woody and Amani's. So I'm glad that Christina gave him a different point of view and said, listen, don't compare us. We are not the same, honey. We are not the same. So poor Henry is having such a hard time communicating with Christina. It's like he won't look her dead in the face. He's not really knowing what to say. It's just really, really like, oh my God, poor Henry. You can tell he's having a hard time coming to grips with what was going on. And I just, you know, hope that he opens up just a little bit, okay? You know, I just need that from him. I need that from Henry to open up, okay? So Woody and Amani are getting drinks, okay? We don't get to see them actually wake up, but they are out, you know, getting drinks, and they're already vibing, and they're already having a good time. And Woody, Amani says that she hasn't had a lot of, you know, sexual experiences or whatever the case may be. And she wants to know from Woody, is he like willing to teach, you know? And Woody says, like, I'm no expert or whatever, but I can, you know, show you a few things or two. That's what I got from the conversation, y'all. Overall, that's what I got from the conversation. That he can show her a thing. He'll be a good coach. I was like, okay, I bet. And it was interesting to know that they already talking about, you know, sex, okay? Being as though it's only day 3 of them being married. So I know it's coming, y'all. I know it's coming. Now, Olivia is over there. She's just like, I like my husband. I like him a lot. And I'm like, you better go ahead, Olivia, and like your husband a lot, okay? And Brad is talking about his online dating, and he was dating on Plenty of Fish and all this other stuff. And we find out that Olivia hasn't dated in 3.5 years. I'm like, dad, girl, no dates in 3.5 years? No, nothing? What you been doing, sis? What you been doing? Why 3.5 years? Like, I'm gonna need you to get up, get out, do something. And Olivia's like, well, you know, she likes to heal from her relationship. She just doesn't want to jump from relationship to relationship. We find out that Brad was dating a female literally 2 days before he found out he was getting married. He actually went on a date with another female. And Olivia's like, so you liked her? Like, what's the deal? He's like, I mean, it could have been, she had potential. It could have possibly been something, but you know, I cut it off because I'm getting married now. And Olivia's like, but what if it would have been a 3rd date? And he's like, well, it wasn't no 3rd date because I'm married now. And I'm like, I could understand it. I mean, you don't know for sure if you're gonna get matched up on Married at First Sight, so you may want to date around and, you know, see if there's still any potential mates out there for you. So I could get it. I mean, it's just weird to hear. That's all. So Amelia, Bennett, and Amani and Woody meet up, and they're going swimming, you guys, and they're having fun. And Woody is like, Bennett got on drawers for swim trunks. What's that about? Like, normally I'd be like, put that up, like, put your pants on, like, my wife is here, but it's Bennett, so, like, what you expect? If it was anyone else, I would be tripping, but I'm not tripping because it's Bennett. And I'm like, guys, what else do you expect from Bennett but to be swimming in his drawers, okay? Bennett is like, listen, you won't get these drawers or not? What's the difference? Okay, the girls be out there in their little bikini panties, same thing as regular panties. What's the difference? Amelia is like just in love with Woody and Amani. She's like, they're just so fun to be around. Their chemistry is amazing. Like I just love being around them. And I'm like, we all do, Amelia. It's not just you, okay? We love it too. And we love you and Bennett as well, okay? We love seeing you guys interact together. You guys look like you were having so much fun in that pool. And I appreciate the good, fun time, okay? I was like, I'm glad that they're giving us a different side of Married at First Sight than they gave us last season. Because last season, even when they was all hanging out together, it was just like mess on top of mess on top of mess. But anyway, so we get over to Karen and Miles, and Karen is basically saying that Miles, makes this awkward experience not so awkward. And she's like opening up to him. And I'm like, yes, it's about time, girl. You better come around, okay? Because there's a lot of women out here ready to snatch that man up. So you better come around and come around quick. Christina and Henry are going kayaking, okay? And Henry is like, Christina, I got this. Like, you need to focus. You're not doing it. Let me take the lead. You can tell that he was starting to get frustrated a little bit with Christina, and he took the lead. And I'm like, isn't that what Christina want? Someone to just step up and take the lead. And he, he was putting in all the own work. He was going to get it all done because, he's willing to do that for marriage. And I'm like, you better go ahead, Henry, okay? As Henry and them coming off the daggone kayak, he basically falls out the kayak. It's hilarious. And Christina is just like, oh my God. And you can tell he was embarrassed and upset. He started cursing and everything. I'm like, look at Henry having a whole fit because he almost fell off that kayak in front of his wife. Not today. Not today. Okay. Henry was like, oh no, you're not about to just take this. He was upset. Okay. He had all types of choices of words that he wanted to use. But I thought it was hilarious. And nonetheless, it was cute. I'm just glad that Christina wasn't making such a big deal over it, okay? I could just see her be like, oh my God, he's falling out of it. Oh my God, he's falling out of it. We did get them discussing that when they were in the kayak about him not knowing if he can swim or not. And she's like, well, mission number 1, I'm going to teach you how to float. Float? He don't swim. How? How, Christina? How? But anyway, her life mission is basically to just make Henry do all the things Henry doesn't want to do, okay? Whether he likes it or not, she just wants him to do things that she wants to do because that's her idea of fun. Y'all, I can't. When Woody and Amelia and Bennett and Amani are out swimming, Woody loses his ring, and Amani's like, it's over. We're not married no more. It's over. But she's joking. She's playing. He's like, now I have to announce I'm married everywhere I go so people can know that I'm married. And I'm just like, oh my God, they so extra. And she basically is not upset with Woody. And Woody is like, I'm glad that she didn't get upset. And I'm like, I don't see why you would be so upset about your spouse losing their ring in the water by accident. I can't see myself being like completely over the hill upset about it. I mean, granted, if I lost my ring, I would be upset, especially because, my husband bought these. But these Married at First Sight rings, okay? These not even the real deal, okay? These are ones that they go through and they just pick out some authentic, some little case, and they be like, oh, you got the choice of these 3 rings, you pick one. And then later on down the line, when you stay married, you go and get you a real ring. So ain't nothing to worry about, Woody. Ain't nothing to worry about. Amani will get you a nice, pretty, sparkly ring just as loud as you are. I'm sure she will. I'm sure she will. So when Amani and Woody get back to the room or whatever, Amani is like, you want to take a shower with me? Woody's like, sure. I'll get in a shower with you, no problem. Let me get these clothes off real quick. I was like, yo, Amani act like she don't want it. She knows she want it. She might as well get it and just take it, okay? Do what you gotta do since you grown and you married. I don't know what you putting on for these cameras for, okay? How many showers y'all gonna take together before y'all together? Just saying. But anyway, now it's time for all the couples to meet up, y'all, and everyone's sitting there talking about their connection and how their day was. And Woody asks everyone about their connection, right? So everyone is still stuck on how Woody and Amani are clicking, okay? Everyone's still stuck on how they're like, oh my God, you guys are kind of like the perfect match, okay? Oh my God, like I wish we connected like that, okay? So while everyone is sitting there talking about how they're, obsessed with Woody and Amani, Olivia's like, I like my husband. And I'm like, okay, Olivia, it's your turn, girl. Take the floor. But Brett and Olivia, y'all, everybody got their little ears up. Everybody a little concerned, okay? Antennas is like, doing that or whatever, because even Henry was like, I don't know, because the way he was acting at the bachelor party had me a little concerned if he's here for the right reasons or not. And I'm like, you're not the only one, Henry. We all are wondering, if he here for the right reasons or not. But nonetheless, they seem to be doing okay? Bennett and Amelia, they joke about like who wet the floor up, because the floor is a mess, and at this point, like, it's dangerous, okay? Why is the floor this way? Who did this, okay? Was it you when you got out the shower, or was it you when you got out the shower, okay? And they just joking, and I'm just like, oh my God, they are so cute. They also joking about how she's not good at math, and she wanted someone good at math, so hopefully Bennett's good at math, and they make up a times table math problem that he actually answers, but it's supposed to be like a hard one, but it's super duper simple, and he actually gets the answer right. And I'm sitting there like, they so extra, but it was actually so cute to watch. I mean, y'all, this is like, really, y'all just met on Married at First Sight? Because I feel like the connection between Amani and Woody and Bennett and Amelia are like really doing it for me. MAFS told everyone that Karen and him upgraded their relationship from strangers to my stranger, okay? Like when you live in an apartment building and you got a door person and it's like they're a stranger, but they're my stranger. And then MAFS says, not only that, but I'm very protective of my stranger. Like, it don't matter. You don't do nothing. Don't say nothing to my stranger. And I was like, I get it. It's like people you don't know, but you do know. Like, your next door neighbor, you see them every day, you say hi, you wave and whatever. But if somebody ever crossed them and you was right there, you're not going to let that happen, because that's your neighbor. That's your neighbor. Don't mess with my neighbor. Period. Point blank. But, I was like, yeah, Miles, the way he talks about Cameron, looks at Cameron, wants to protect her. It's like he's been ready for this his whole life, okay? He just needed the right person to be there for. They start talking about intimacy, and Amani tells everyone that they actually took a shower together, and everyone's like, you were trying to say water, right? Oh, okay. That's what y'all was doing. We get it. Olivia and Brett make up a decision that they're not going to talk about their sex life, on camera in front of the world to see, okay? And Henry's like, I can understand that. I understand that. I think that's a good, good for them to be on the same page and to be able to stick by it. But I want to know. And I was like, we all want to know. Because now that I think about it, did they? They may have. They actually may have, and we may not know, y'all. I can see it happening. So we finally get to Christina and Henry, okay? And the couples are like, do you know why the experts match y'all together? And basically, Christina's like, I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I want to an aggressor, and he's not really, aggressive, and like, but I'm open. I'm open to see, what they saw in us. And I'm just like, girl, we are open to see what they saw in y'all, because at this point, I don't see it. So then we get Woody in the confessional, like, I don't know what's going on with Henry and Christina. Like, I don't know if they like each other. I don't know if they kiss. I don't know if they hold hands. I don't know anything about them. And I'm like, you ain't missing nothing, Woody. Ain't nothing going on over there. They not holding hands. They not kissing. They not doing nothing. I'm surprised they even sleeping in the same bed at this point, okay? If they even are sleeping in the same bed, I want to say, yeah, I don't know. Christina says that she's kind of jealous that her and Henry doesn't have the connection that some of the other couples are having. But I'm like you said, Christina, don't compare yourself, okay? Do not compare yourself. You can tell that Henry is like out of his comfort zone when he's talking. He's like head down, not looking at the camera, not looking at the people, nothing. Like, you could just tell that this is awkward for him. He's really struggling at this point, y'all. And I kind of feel bad for him. I'm just like, poor Henry. I just want him to open up, y'all. Just open up. But anyway, Armani is having dinner, okay, with her husband, like she said, okay, I'm having dinner with my husband, my first date with my husband. And I'm like, yes, girl, your husband, okay? Listen, when you get married, everything is my husband is, my husband that, my husband is, my husband that. I'm telling you, I know. But anyway, you know, she's saying like, it's like having a friend that you get to like, you know, kiss and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's what it is. It's basically having a friend that you get to like kiss and stuff. And stuff. But Amani says she want to make sure that she doesn't move too fast with him when it comes to sex, because she tells Woody about her ex being married and, you know, how he was dishonest with her, and how like every time she dates someone, it's like, oh yeah, we're good in the beginning, they have a connection in the beginning, but it never goes nowhere, okay? It's always like, why am I not the one for you, okay? So she's a little taken back when it comes to her and Woody, because she's used to having that initial connection, and then something always happens that it's like, it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. So she doesn't want to throw it all out there and then later on finds out that it's not going to work. So she has her guard up, but she's still open to being married. Woody says, you know, I'm not perfect. I've done stuff in the past. I've cheated in the past. Things have happened in the past. But I'm here and I changed and I've learned from those experiences. And I want to be that husband, you know, that you deserve. And I'm just sitting here like, people change, y'all. As much as a lot of people don't want to believe, like they say, like once a cheater, always a cheater. I don't think that's true. I think that you learn from experiences and you realize that, hey, at some point you have to grow up. And I'm hoping that that's what Woody really is doing, learning that he had to grow up. And marriage is a good thing for him, I think, anyway. So Miles and Karen are sitting there talking, and Miles is just so happy to be with Karen, okay? He's like, that's my stranger. And he's happy that she's calls him her stranger. And I'm like, the simple things in life, huh? The simple things. For Miles, it's the simple things, okay? Karen explains about her ex having a baby on her, and, you know, the communication and the trust issues that she has and things like that. And, she asks Miles how many relationships he's been in, and Miles says 10 monogamous relationships. And I feel like she put a lot of pressure on the fact that he had 10 relationships. I'm like, what's wrong with having 10 relationships? They were monogamous. He's the type of guy that wants to be married. He didn't date to date. He dated to find love and to get married. So it will make sense for him to be that type of guy to, you know, find these girls that he want to date and see futures with and actually try to build towards it. And it just didn't work out. She's saying she only had 2 and she's older than him. So like, why would, so like, it doesn't make sense to her. And I'm like, yeah, but you were in a 5-year relationship with a man who had a baby on you, sis. So at the same time, you can't pass judgment against anybody, because as you can see, relationships don't work out. Had you not been in that 5-year relationship, you may have had 2 or 3 more relationships. Just saying. All right. So I just hope that she doesn't hold the fact that he had 10 relationships, because all she heard was 10 relationships. She didn't hear the monogamous part, like the faithful part, the part where he was looking for love, you know, the part where he was looking for a wife. All she heard was the fact that it was 10, and she doesn't want to be number 11. Karen, don't make me mad. Please don't do this to Miles, okay? Let's not do that. Amelia and Bennett, okay? So they're talking about the way they grew up, and, you know, how we find out that Bennett's mom had cancer, and, you know, like he was like really upset and scared about it because he knew like one day he might lose his mother, and it really hit him hard growing up, okay? And Amelia's like, yeah, you know, my mother wasn't really present because she worked a lot, but when she was there, okay? Tenfold, like she was there for me. So I was like, yeah, they kind of have like, you know, these relationships with their mothers that they kind of could bond about, because at one point Bennett thought he was going to lose his mother, okay? And then at another point, Amelia didn't have her mother there with her as much as she would like, but when she was there, it was perfect. The same way with Bennett, when his mother, you know, he remembered when she was healthy. He remembered the relationship, the bond, and everything they had. So I'm just like, it's just refreshing to be able to see like the background you come from, because believe it or not, the way a person was raised has a lot to do with their character. Okay, if you know about their past situations and like through the family dynamics, you will begin to realize why a person is the way they are. Okay, people who have mommy issues and daddy issues, you will realize that, you know, okay, I get it now. You're this way because, you know, you have father issues, and you're this way because you have mother issues. So getting to know about their past really, really makes a big difference, okay? Olivia basically doesn't want to brush her teeth alone because, like, I got married, okay? So I can have somebody to brush my teeth with, okay? Because she was about to go, you know, get into bed or whatever, and, you know, Brad was like, I'm about to brush my teeth, and she like, well, no, I'm gonna brush mine too. And I'm like, girl, you so extra, okay? Because this is why you got married, to brush your teeth with somebody. Well, if that's what you want to do, girl, get in there and brush your teeth, okay? Brush them all up, okay? So Amani and Woody are basically cuddled up and they're talking, and Woody's basically like, listen, so when times get hard and things get rough, let's just look back at this moment, because it won't always be perfect, but this moment that we're having, the time that we're having so much fun, we're enjoying each other, we're building a connection, we're building a bond. So when things get hard, let's just look back at this moment. And I'm like, yes, look back at this moment, y'all, look back at this moment. So anyway, it's the next day. And Woody's like, let's get breakfast, okay? And Money's like, I want a margarita. And he's like, but it's breakfast time. She like, excuse me, we're on our honeymoon. And I'm like, turn up. We're on our honeymoon, okay? We're going to drink whenever we want to drink, okay? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I don't care if it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. We found out that they didn't do it last night, no matter how many showers they took. And I was like, y'all playing games with us, okay? Stop playing with us and do what y'all gotta do. But anyway, we get over to Olivia and Brad, and Olivia is talking to Brad about how she never cheated before, and, you know, how she's been treated on. And Brad says that that helps him, you know, learn to trust her a little bit more, because he's been cheated on in his past, so he doesn't want to experience that again. Karen is over there calling, Miles is over there calling Karen a cougar, okay? Because, you know, she's older than him. Not by a lot, so it's a joke. But she's like, yeah, he's calling me a cougar. And so I hit him with the, did your mother sign your permission slip to come here? And I'm like, they over there doing the most, okay? I think it's cute. It's a cute dynamic, because even though she is older or whatever, they're just joking about it. Because it's like, y'all, she not that much older. She older, but she ain't like 12, 15 years older. So the fact that, you know, they're making their age a fun interaction is a good thing, because I can see her like being like, he's a baby, I don't want to deal with that. Like, he doesn't know what he wants. But Miles isn't that type of guy. He's, you know, he's established. You know, they talk about her being on his insurance, and he like, yeah, you just want all these benefits or whatever. And she like, yeah, I just want to save money. Y'all, I'm sitting here like, they so cute. They so cute. Karen, don't mess this up. Karen, don't mess this up. Karen, don't mess this up. Don't let me say it again, Karen. Don't mess this up. Okay. So now it's time for the besties to go on a little, what is it, a double date? Okay, I was about to say triple, y'all. Don't judge me. But anyway, they going on a double date because Miles and Woody are like best friends in real life, okay? So they're going out to get on, like, you know, this some fast jet ride or whatever, and they're on the what's that thing called, the bus, going there, and they're just talking. And I love the fact that Armani is defending Karen, okay? And Karen, Armani's sitting there talking about something. Usually I don't even want guys to touch me, but I'm just like, I want him to touch me. And they like, ooh, touch you, and Woody like, let me put my shades on. Looking out the window. And I'm like, yeah, you want him to touch you. And I think that is so cute. Like, the fact that they're going to be able to depend on each other and, you know, go to each other and talk to each other. It's good for them. It's definitely good. I think next season they should do Married at First Sight besties. You know, they have like two sets of best friends dating, you know, strangers. And I think that'd be a cool, you know, little thing going on. We should try it. But then we found out that Miles and Karen have strangership bracelets. I'm like, they're gonna take this strangership, my stranger, your stranger, all this strangeness together. They gonna wear it out, okay? At some point, y'all gonna have to stop being strangers, honey, okay? We gonna need y'all to upgrade and upgrade fast because I'm tired about hearing about y'all being some strangers, okay? Because it's been 3 days now. Y'all not that big of strangers. Y'all know each other, okay? Y'all slept in the same bed together. Y'all done had dinner together. Y'all hanging out with y'all friends together. You're not strangers, really, okay? Not no more. I don't know. Just me. Yeah, whatever. Okay. Woody said something, y'all, and it made me crack up because they were getting ready to get on a ride, and he said he want to hear Armani scream. And I don't know if that's just me, my head going to the gutter. But he wants to hear her scream, and I'm like, interesting. Interesting statement, Woody. You want to hear her what? Oh, okay. Okay, but nonetheless, y'all, the ride looks so much fun. I mean, they going fast and they spinning and they twirling and they it looked like it was fun. And I'm a adrenaline junkie. So I'm always like, ooh, I want to try that. I'm saying I want to try that. My daughter said, I want to try that. I'm like, we need to go try that. Y'all, it looks so much fun. I was like, ooh, this is going to be nice. But we found out that Karen is still sitting there, proceeding with caution because Miles, once again, seems like too good to be true. And I don't blame her because he does seem too good to be true. But girl, just take it for what it is, okay? We don't marry at first sight. This not no man you just met at the bar or whatever. Just saying, okay? So she brings up him having all these relationships again. And he, like I said earlier, he's just basically telling her, listen, I dated for love. I dated for marriage. So it doesn't really matter about all these relationships. Let that junk go. That's what I got from it. Just saying. But he does say that he's willing to be patient with her and, be there for her and help her get through whatever she needs to get through to realize that, he's not playing games with her. So Henry and Christina are on this street that's all slanted and they're, walking and they're having fun. It's a weird looking street. It looks interesting or whatever. And, she goes up the steps and as Henry's coming behind her, she was like, be careful, be careful. And I thought that was really sweet because it showed at some point that she really does care about him to a certain extent, as much as she can care for a new husband or whatever the case may be. So I thought it was something nice to point out. Be careful. That's something you say when you care about somebody. You want to make sure hey, this is a little rough, it's a little bumpy, okay, it's a little slanted, you might get a little dizzy, so be careful, take your time, don't rush it. And she took the lead, okay? I need an aggressor, I need someone to take the lead. She has to take the lead, okay? She has to at this point. And I think it's good for her because it gives her a chance to actually, give. She's always taking. So I think this will be good for her to learn that you have to give, girl. Everything isn't going to be given to you, okay? Sometimes you have to be the aggressor in a relationship. Not all the time, but sometimes, okay? It's a give and take, give and take, give and take. You can't expect to just take, and I have to give. So I can appreciate that dynamic that they got going on. Okay, so now it's time for them to go into this little mudslide, and Henry is not here for it, okay? He was like, I don't know what's this about, why we doing it, but whatever. They go in there, and Christina got her hair all in it, and she's all floating and whatever, and Henry is up there neck up, I don't know. And she's like, you would have enjoyed it if you would have did it right. Why, what were you, did you want to get your hair dirty? And he's like, I don't really do swimming. I don't really, do dirt. This is really dangerous, okay? I'm willing to do a lot of things, but this is really dangerous. And I'm like, y'all, dangerous? I didn't see any danger. Anybody saw any danger or was it me? Okay, because I didn't see the danger, but apparently Henry thought it was dangerous. Okay, so he couldn't, let his hair down. I can't. Anyway, y'all, let's just move on. Bennett and Amelia are playing this big, chess game on the floor, and they're moving to pieces, and we find out that Amelia is gonna have to move again. She's telling him I move a lot because my residency, med school, things like that, and are you willing to move or whatever. And we never get a straight answer from Bennett when she asks him that. I don't remember if we did. If he did give a straight answer, let me know, but I don't feel like he did. I did notice that we are hearing the producers ask the questions this time around. So before, where we would just have them in the confessional talking, now we're actually starting to hear the producers ask the questions in a lot of reality TV shows, because they're like, oh, do you have a crush on Amelia? And he's like, They're like, are you looking to see if she's around? She can't hear you, so I'm gonna ask the question again. And I'm like, oh, we going in this direction with production. Okay. Interesting. But he does say he have a crush on Amelia. And I'm like, he's been had a crush on Amelia, y'all. He had a crush on Amelia the first time he met her. He had a crush on Amelia the second time he met her. He has a crush on Amelia the first time he married her, okay? Every day he wakes up, he has a crush on Amelia, okay? They are going to be lovebirds, okay? They're falling in love. It's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen. Olivia and Brett are doing an obstacle course, okay? It seems fitting for them too, okay? I don't know if I would want that would be my date with my husband the first time, but whatever. She's like hanging from the rings and she's like swinging, going. And then, you know, Brett goes and he's doing the bars or whatever, and he's a little struggling, just a little bit or whatever. And you can tell he's a little jealous because, you know, she got the best of him. So when it's time for them to jump over the gate, he like, I'm just gonna jump over this gate, okay? Even though she had a little struggle. I'm like, listen, they really are in competition with each other at this point, and he could not take the fact that she got them swings going, okay? On them rings, he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it, so he had to stand her up jumping over that gate. But anyway, they get to the next wall and she's like, I'm not even doing this. You can have it. And she walks around like, I beat him. It don't matter. And I'm like, they too funny. Brad's hands are like really like peeling really bad from this situation. I'm like, yeah, he say he built for this life, but he ain't really built for this life, okay? Olivia just sat there and showed him up, okay? So Olivia and Brad are talking about their childhood and how they were raised and how she plays soccer and things like that. And like I said, you guys, I am so excited. And I'm so happy that we're finding out how they were raised. We're getting a little deeper into conversation this season, and I love it because it helps us realize who they are, you know, why they are the way they are. So Olivia brings up to Brad, does he want kids? And Brad basically says, you know, yeah, of course, you know, I always wanted to be a father, build force, and do things like that with the children. And Olivia is basically like, I never really seen myself as a parent. That was one statement she said. But then she did say, I am open to having, you know, kids in the future. And I'm just sitting here like, I don't know if you want to have kids, if you don't want to have kids, but I think you need to like kind of clarify it for Brad, okay? Because at this point, it's seeming like you want to, but then you turn around and say you never saw yourself as a parent. I think this is going to be a conversation or a problem between the both of them that they might have to work through later on down the line. Because I can see Brett being that family guy and wanting a family, and her being the one just to be selfish and just to have them two. So that might be something that they're going to have to deal with in the future, okay? It's time for them to get ready to go to bed. Karen goes and sleeps in a hammock with MAFS. And I'm like, this is the closest I've seen them. Now, granted, in the beginning, she looked like she wanted to like lean out. Like she didn't really want to be, you know, next to him in that hammock. But she ain't have no choice because it's small. So, you know, he put an arm around her and they're talking and this, that, and the other. And it's just really cute. We get over to Armani and Woody, and Woody's basically saying that he's basically falling for Armani. He can see it happening, y'all. And I was like, we all can see it happening. My only concern is that Woody's moving really fast, okay? He's moving fast. And I don't think Armani's going to be able to keep up. That's what I'm noticing. Yeah, that's what I'm noticing. But overall, y'all, the episode was great. I loved it. I love getting to know about the couples deep into depth about them growing up, things that they dealt with in the past, issues that they've all dealt with, even learning that Brad was cheated on when he was engaged, and this is why he went on a whole, you know, spree of dating and, you know, and not really taking anyone serious because he didn't want to be in that situation again. So I think the fact that, you know, Olivia is not a cheater and she seems open and trustworthy may actually be good for them too. I think Karen is finally trying to open up to Mouse. I just hope that she don't let certain stuff take over her idea of what their relationship should be. I think that at this point, Henry and Christina may be able to make it, if Christina stops trying to make Henry someone he's not. It's nothing wrong with wanting to open him up to different experiences, but I just hope she doesn't try to make him a completely different person for her instead of her conforming a little bit for him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But overall, y'all, I love this episode. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen next. We do find out that MAFS have some type of depression, so we're gonna figure out how Karen handles that. We're gonna figure, it seems like Brad may be actually here for the show, here for the show, here for the show. Like I've been saying, he may actually be here for the show. Not the love, but the show. But anyway, y'all, we're gonna find out next week. But I enjoy having this review with you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that when we do the comment read on Saturday, you'll all be there, okay? Peace.